HTML5 semantics refer to the use of semantic elements to improve the structure and meaning of HTML documents. So semantic elements provide context and meaning to content, aiding accessibility, search engine optimization, and of course, developer understanding. So prior to HTML5 semantics, if we are creating web content, we usually use div, the div tag, that's div. Div actually means divider. So if you are creating a section on a web page, we usually use a div, and that's way it doesn't really give much meaning to what that block is all about. So now that we have HTML5 semantics, right, we have more meaningful tags like header. We have header, we have nav, we have main, we have article, we have section, we have aside, and we have footer. We have a lot of them actually, but these are the key semantic elements we have in HTML. So first we have the header. Header represents introductory content or a group of introductory content. All right. And then we have nav. So if you have different links on your web page, you can group them inside this nav tag. So nav represents a section of navigation links. And then main, the main tag represents the main content of the body section. And one thing you should note about this main tag is that you can only have one main tag in an HTML document. So you can't have more than a main tag. All right. But like header, of course, you can have header, you can have it in a section, you can have it in another section. Same thing with nav. And then we have article. So article represents self-contained content that could be independently distributed or reusable. All right. And then we have section. Section represents a thematic grouping of content. And then aside. Aside represents content aside from the content. Okay. Aside from the content it is placed in. So for instance, if you have read a blog post before, let's say for instance you are reading a post on health, right? Health tips, or maybe you are reading post on how to keep fit, right? So at the side you can see other posts that are related to that content or to that blog post. So that kind of posts are meant to be inside the aside because it is different from the entire content that you are reading at that point. And then we have footer. Footer represents a footer for its nearest section or article ancestor. All right, just like the way we have head, right? We have head, we have the main, and we can have the footer as well. So benefits of using semantic elements: accessibility is one of the benefits, and then SEO. Obviously, if you know how to use HTML5 semantics very well, you know it will help SEO to optimize your code, to optimize your web page, and then developer clarity. So if you see a tag like this in an HTML document, see header, I mean, you don't need anyone to tell you that this is the header or the head part of the document. And if you see nav, obviously you should know that this nav contains a list of navigation links, and then main. So it is the main body or the main content of the body. We have article as well, section. So these are meaningful tags, unlike writing div, that's div, which was used before to create different section on a web page. So quickly, let's see how we can use this. But before then, take a look at this blog post. So this was written, or this was designed using HTML and CSS. This is the same blog post, but without CSS this time around. So this blog post is still the same page here, but this time around we have the CSS for the stylings, right? So I'm going to create this from scratch using HTML5 semantics. All right, and I have set up a document for that. Okay. So I have this and then the index.html document. So we have the basic markup. So again, I will take a look at the structure. So we have this first heading here, H1, and then we have a list of navigation links, right? So we can say this part, this header and the links, they are the header part of this document. right? And then look at this content here, understanding HTML5 semantics, or let's look at the finished product. So look at this header part, okay, with the background color of black, and then we have the heading, the main heading, that's my awesome blog. Then we have a list of navigation links, right, inside the header. Then we have another section. You can see this is an article, okay, which contains different sections. We have the header section, then we have this other section here, the main one, and then the conclusion. Then we have the footer for this article. And then finally, okay, we have the aside. So this, you can consider this as the aside. So about me. About me is quite different from what this blog post is actually talking about. So here is a blog post or a page that is talking about HTML5 semantics, right? Understanding HTML5. So introducing yourself is more like a side note on this page. So you can wrap this content inside the aside tag. And then finally we have the footer. So let's see how we can do this using HTML5 semantics. So again, start from the top, first H1, and then another list of navigation links, home, about, and contact. So I will start with this header, and right in the header we have my awesome blog. And then after that, we have another list of navigation links. So you, and then the first list item has a link as its content. So I don't want this to actually add to any page. So I will use the hash symbol, and like I can actually use all. So this will not redirect my users to any page. It will remain on the same page, and it will also avoid the link from breaking. Right. So we have home. The second one is what? It's about. Yeah, about. So second list item is going to be about. And then the last navigation link, contact. Okay, contact. Okay, so we have this so far. We have this. And then next, so we can call this the main. Remember, I mentioned that you can only have one main element in an HTML document. So we can consider this article here as the main content. So I'm going to create the main tag after the header. So after the header, we can have the main. So the main element. And in the main element, right, we can consider this block as an article. Okay, so here is an article. So I'm going to use the article semantic tag. So these tags are not giving our document any special look, all right? They are not giving it any special look at all. It's just to give the developer this sense of what they are doing actually, and whoever is reading your code. So for instance, if I wasn't the author of this program, if I should take a look at this, I can easily tell that this is the header of this document, right? And then this is the main. Also help it helps our search engine to improve our page or to optimize it on the search engine results page. So we have the article, and then right in the article, let's take a look at the design again. We have this header. We can consider this as the header of the article, and then different section, right? This one section, the introduction, the main content is another section, right? And then we have the conclusion, which is another section, and then we have this footer, which is comments. So people's comments about this article. So I will start from the header. So right in the article, I'm going to have an header, okay, and the header, we have this heading. So this is H2. I'm going to give this H2 because we have H1, right? So next one should be H2 based on hierarchy actually. So understanding HTML5 semantics. and then a paragraph. So by John Doe, I'm just going to copy this because of time. By John Doe. So by John Doe, published on the November 1st, 2024. Okay, save. I'm going to refresh. Okay, so we have this content here. Let's see. Next thing is this section, introduction. Then I'll copy the paragraph. Copy. So still in the article, I'm going to create a section. So but this time we have heading 3, introduction, and then the paragraph with this content. All right. So one section inside an article, and then we have another section, which is this main content. So we have main content. Now take a look at this content here. Semantic elements such as header, main, article, and section help define the structure of a web page. So look at this tag here, this open angle brackets and this close angle brackets, right? Remember HTML entities, right? There is a way we can write this using HTML entities. So that's what we're going to do right now. So main content inside this section. So another section, basically, H3 main content, then the paragraph. So the paragraph says semantic elements such as semantic, so semantic such as. Now I need a code tag because I actually want to write a code. So header, remember the HTML entity for less than. So ampersand LT, ampersand LT, semicolon, then header, then for greater than, we have ampersand, semicolon, save. Let's see if we have the header tag on the page. Okay, great. So you see, in code form actually. So, comma, next thing is main, article, and section. Main, article, and section. So the same line in our paragraph. Code, ampersand, less than. Main, article, and section. Okay. Help define the structure of a web page. Help define the structure of a web page. Save this, and then let's take a look at the output. Okay, so semantic elements such as header, main, article, and section help define the structure of a web page. All right. And then we have another paragraph. Copy this. I'm going to dump this right here. Save. Okay, that's in the same section. So I think we are done with that section. Next one is this one here, the conclusion part. Okay, copy. I'm going to copy that paragraph and then create another section in the article. So then theory conclusion, then a paragraph. All right, and then so let's just cover this part. So just as I mentioned, we can consider this as the footer of this article. All right, not the footer of the entire page, not the footer of the entire web page, but the footer for this article block. All right, so which means I can now use the footer tag. Okay, and we have a couple of paragraphs there. Okay, we have this. Paste. Then the next paragraph, I guess, is comments. Comments. And then we have on other lists of comments, right? Great article, Jane. So Jane gave a comment, and then Dave as well gave his comments on the post. So let's see the results so far. So we have this, and then I'm going to create another list of comments. So in the footer, paste ULLI cards dump, another one cards here. Great. So we have this, and then I think is the aside. The aside is the next thing. So about me, I am a web developer passionate about HTML and CSS. So that means we are done with the article. So we have the aside. In fact, it's not meant to be in the main tag because it is not part of the main content. So aside note, heading 2 about me, then the paragraph, paste. I am. And then finally, I think we have footer. So this is the footer for the entire page, actually. You can see the copyright symbol, right? Copyright 2024, my all rights reserved. So again, we're going to use an HTML entity. So I'm going to create a paragraph. So for copyright, we have ampersand, copy, semicolon, then 2024, my awesome blog, all right, reserved. Great. Save this. And then we have it. Copyright 2024, my awesome blog, all right, reserved. So basically, this is how we use HTML5 semantic in our HTML documents. I mentioned that they do not give any special look or feel to our web page. What they do is to structure our meaning to our HTML code.